As you've seen from the title, today we are making chocolate hazelnut gelato. In this mixer, you can use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I have 7 large egg yolks. Now to this, I am adding 2/3 cup of sugar and a pinch of salt. Now, if you watched my vanilla gelato recipe, you noticed there was a little more sugar in that. Chocolate hazelnut spread or Nutella is going to add some sweetness on its own, so you want to go a little less sugar. I have the whip attachment, and we are going to turn this on about medium speed and let it whip until it's nice and pale in color and falls in ribbons. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. Now, as you can see, it's nice and thick and pale, and it's falling in nice ribbons. So now we are going to scrape down our bowl. You want to make sure you get in all of that, because sometimes when you're doing this process, egg yolk and sugar can have a tendency to stick in the bottom and not mix in well. So you want to make sure that you take care of that problem. Now we are going to add a heaping, and yes, I said heaping, 1/2 cup of chocolate hazelnut spread or Nutella. Just use the brand that you like best. I have a tendency to use Whole Foods brand, which is 365 organic, because it has a tendency to be a little less sweet. Not as cloyingly sweet as Nutella, but if you like that sweetness, then by all means just use Nutella. But use whatever brand you like. Now we are going to turn our mixer back on and mix this until it's all mixed together nicely. Now we are going to scrape down our bowl again and mix it one more time to make sure everything is incorporated and mixed well. Because right now, because of what you scraped off the sides and everything, it's not exactly mixed the best. So you want to mix it again to make sure it's nicely mixed and nothing is still separated. Now it's beautiful and ready, and now we'll go on to the next step. Now in this pot, we have 2 cups of whole milk and 1 cup of heavy cream. You do want to use whole milk, otherwise your gelato will turn out not as flavorful and delicious and creamy as you would like. You want to let this heat until it is just warm. You may start to see a few little bubbles popping up around the edges, but you want it till it's just warm. This should take about 5 minutes. Okay, now our milk is nicely heated. It only took about 5 minutes. Now we are going to turn back on our mixer, and I hope you can hear me well. And we are going to add about 2 small ladles of our milk mixture while our mixer is running. This is to temper the egg mixture. Now, I may add about 3 because my ladle is very small. So I may add about 3 or 4 ladles, which will make about a cup of your milk mixture. And you want to do this on low because you don't want it to throw the milk everywhere, and you don't want it to cool it down too much. So once that's all mixed together, I'll show you what you do next. Now we are going to empty our chocolate and egg mixture into our milk and cream, and we are going to whisk the whole time, because you don't want this to curdle. You don't want scrambled eggs in your chocolate hazelnut gelato. To me, that doesn't sound like a good gelato. Now you want to make sure you get that all in there. And this smells so good. Now you want to continue whisking it. And now we are going to take this back over to the stove, and we are going to heat it up until it gets thick. I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. When you return it back to the heat, if you have a heavy bottom sauce pot like I do, you'll turn it on about medium heat, and you'll just keep stirring it, because you don't want it to curdle. You don't want your eggs to curdle in there. Even though they're tempered, they still can curdle. And right now I've switched to a silicone spatula because that's what works best to scrape the sides and bottom down. And it's not going to take it long at all to get thick, because you don't want it like thick, like pudding thick. You just want it slightly thick, just slightly thickened is all you want. And basically you want it to coat the back of your spatula, that when you do that, it don't run off or run back together. This shouldn't take long at all. Basically it all just has to come back up to heat. I'll show you what it looks like and what it looks like on the spatula when it's thick enough. Okay, it's been maybe 2 minutes and you're starting to feel a total difference in how it feels when you stir it. See, it's coating the back of the spoon. When you trace it, it keeps the line. So now we are going to remove this from the heat. Now we are going to pour this into something, preferably something with a spout, because you want to be able to pour it out this little spout into your ice cream maker. It's going to make your life much easier and much less messy. Now we are going to pour this in here. It may or may not all fit in mine. If it doesn't, it's fine. Now we are going to take a piece of plastic wrap and we are going to put it directly down on top of the surface. We are going to make it touch the surface. Otherwise it will form like a skin, and you do not want that in your gelato. Now you have a choice now. You can either put this in the refrigerator and let it chill overnight and get nice and icy cold, or you can do like I do and you can put this in your freezer and let it stay for about 2 hours. At about 2 hours it's nice and icy cold and ready to spin in your maker. Then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, we are now ready to spin our gelato. You can either do this in a traditional ice cream maker that uses salt and ice, or you can do it in this type. This is a Cuisinart. You just freeze the core and you keep that in the freezer and it's ready to go anytime you want. I will leave a link in the description below to this particular one. It is amazing. So with this particular model, you want to go ahead and turn it on and then start pouring in your base. Now be sure and pour it slowly because you don't want to make a mess. You want to let this go according to your ice cream maker's directions. Mine takes about 20 to 25 minutes most of the time, depending on the base. Some bases take less time, some take more, but it'll take about 20 to 25 minutes. And we'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay friends, this is done. This looks so incredible. Look at this. Nice soft serve consistency right now. This is going to be glorious gelato. Now if you've heard me call it ice cream at least a couple of times in this video, forgive me. It's not ice cream, it's gelato. If you watched my very vanilla gelato recipe, I explained the difference between American ice cream and Italian gelato. If you want to know the difference, go over there and watch that video and I will tell you. So now I'm going to load it up into my containers. If you watched that video, you know I use these disposable pint ice cream containers. You can write on the lids telling you what it is. It makes it easier to store and it's great portion control. I will leave a link in the description below both to the ice cream maker and to these little cups, because I wouldn't be without these cups now. They are so fabulous. Now you just want to load these up, make them nice and full, and then you can store them away in your freezer. Now I can't let you guys go without seeing Jason taste this, because this is, I'm gonna tell you, this is some amazing gelato. So I'm not gonna let you guys go without seeing Jason taste this. So once you want to put this in the freezer, let it set up fully, and once it sets up, Jason will taste it for you.
Look at that beautiful bite. Angela Kay makes such good ice creams. I'm excited about trying this. That's so good. Just amazing. Truly amazing. Brilliant flavor. Every bit of this chocolate hazelnut flavor that you're looking for is there. It's perfect. I mean, not like gonna kill you with it. but certainly not so subtle that you can't taste it. It's just a perfect flavor of gelato. I'll say, I'm always gonna say ice cream, but it's gelato, right? So Angela K is certainly gifted for this. Of course, if you didn't know that by now, you haven't been watching this. So it's such an amazing ice cream, gelato, whatever. You got to try it. I'm excited about it. We're going to go sit down here and watch some Andy Griffith and eat some gelato, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's a smart one. Her name is Angela K. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.